The night before our wedding, accidentally scroll past my fiancé's Weibo page. The attached photo right there shows a total stranger's hand, his fingers completely and tightly intertwined with hers. Right there on the pure white hotel bed sheets. The caption calls it her final wild indulgence before marriage. So the very next day, I decide to hand her an absolutely massive surprise gift. The night before the wedding, I am at our new place, anxiously sorting out my black suit for tomorrow's ceremony. Just as I grab my phone to text Liu Nhyn, I notice a fresh notification for her new Weibo post. I click on it to check, and right there, actually see Liu Nhyn locking her fingers with some completely unknown guy. Set against the background of those pure white hotel bed sheets, the sudden realization that my bride might actually be cheating right before our wedding hits my entire body like a massive lightning strike. What final wild indulgence before marriage? Who exactly does Liu Nhyn want to get so wild with? What does she even consider me? The man officially becoming her husband tomorrow? This specific post gets quickly deleted by Liu Nhyn. She probably just realized she is currently using the wrong account. I hastily call Liu Nhyn, desperately wanting her to explain this to me. If she truly does not love me or plan to live with me, why not just say so earlier? The phone call connects quickly. On the other end, Liu Nhyn sounds incredibly lazy and honestly quite a bit annoyed with me. It is almost like my call interrupted some great time she is having. I try very hard to completely suppress my anger. Liu Nhyn, where are you? Since when do you control where I go? Bizuyen, I am warning you, do not think becoming my husband tomorrow means you can control me. Where I am has absolutely nothing to do with you. I love my freedom, and a family simply cannot tie me down. Right. As Liu Nhyn finishes speaking, a strange man's soft chuckle clearly comes through the phone. My eyes widen in shock, instantly recognizing exactly who this guy is. He is Liu Tun, Liu Nhyn's very first love. But they broke up later on because of their massive family background differences. As for me and Liu Nhyn, we really only met through our elders' introductions. But Liu Nhyn has absolutely no idea. I actually fell hard for her at first sight when visiting her with my parents back in our college days. Later on, we tried getting closer. Liu Nhyn agreed to be with me too, but I always felt she was just a little bit reluctant. In this entire relationship, I am incredibly pathetic, but I really love Liu Nhyn. I honestly thought that true sincerity could crack stone. That if I just treated Liu Nhyn a little better, just a bit more, she could finally love me. But reality is just too cruel. Following the digital trail, I uncover Liu Nhyn's secret secondary Weibo account. At the exact same time, I also see so many of her heavily conflicted posts. Sigh, which one is actually more important in the end? Love or material wealth? Choosing between someone who loves you and someone you really love is hard. The stalker is so annoying, spending all day pretending to be a good guy in front of my parents. Isn't it just about having money? Getting married soon. But true love still cannot beat harsh reality. I think even if we marry, I will never like my current husband the way I like my very first love. I reached out to my first love again. I want to see him one last time, for one final passionate and intimate moment. Just exactly like all those times before. After tonight, my heart belongs completely to my first love, while only my body goes to my husband. My tears drop straight onto the phone screen. Now, finally understand that to Liu Nhyn, my entire existence is nothing more than just a meal ticket. Liu Nhyn never liked me even a little bit. The call has already been hung up by Liu Nhyn. I could even clearly hear her faint little moans. In this exact moment, my breaking heart has just gone completely numb and cold. My best friend sends a text asking me for specific details about tomorrow's wedding. I sit there thinking for a very long time. My parents have honestly prepared for this wedding for so long, and so many of our close relatives are already getting involved. Now, pay attention to this turn. After burning those wedding photos taken with Liu Nhyn, I finally decide tomorrow's wedding will actually still proceed completely normally. But the official bride for this wedding can absolutely never, or be this specific woman. Liu Nhyn. I am going to let Liu Nhyn know that the wealthy material life she dreams of is basically completely impossible for her to ever actually achieve. The next day, the wedding proceeds normally, but the person I marry is not Liu Nhyn. It is Ang Nim, an old classmate of mine. Her own parents were also totally forcing her into marriage, so I sought her out to cooperate. When I proposed a fake contract marriage just to deal with both our parents, she agreed without a single moment of hesitation. The absolutely most ironic part is me checking Liu NHYN's secondary Weibo account today. She is actually still actively uploading videos of herself waiting for me in her childhood bedroom. The sad little caption reads, "I am a total coward. Ultimately, just obeying my parents and choosing a suitable match. Goodbye forever." Meanwhile, Lutun comments right underneath NHYN, "I will never, ever give up on you. NHYN, wait for me. I will prove my love for you to the whole world." I just laugh very coldly. Do these two actually think they are the main couple in some tragic romance? Too bad. The supporting character does not want to play along with them anymore. The bridal procession changes to a completely different route. My friend is quite confused. Bizuen. This really does not look like the road to Liu NHYN's house. I lean back in my seat, staring at the clear blue sky outside, pulling up the saved post of Liu NHYN's affair as hard proof the wedding is officially off. I finally decided to free myself. An absolutely selfish, ice-cold woman. I was never meant to warm up. But seriously, Liu NHYN is a real piece of work. My buddy size Bizuen. You treat her incredibly well, literally giving her whatever she demands, even the moon. All those designer clothes and luxury bags she flaunts around town, paid for entirely with your hard-earned money. How could she actually cheat the night before your wedding? My friend vents his absolute frustration for me, but finally just sighs. Bizuen, it's really for the best that you figured this out now. I tried to warn you before. A toxic woman like Liu NHYN totally doesn't deserve you treating her like some kind of royalty. But if you know Liu NHYN cheated, why are you still heading out to pick up the bride? Who are you even marrying? The sharp, beautiful face of Ang Nim suddenly flashes right into my mind. I just smirk, an old classmate from high school. Do you remember her? Back in high school, I got beaten up for refusing to help a school bully cheat. And Ang Nim was the one who saved me. In my memory, she was always pretty cold, hardly ever talking to anyone. She didn't have many friends at all, so I guess we actually had a pretty solid bond. On the drive over, Liu NHYN suddenly calls me. I answer, and her voice is full of arrogance. Bizuen, what is your problem today? Why is the wedding convoy so slow? Do you have any idea how long my best friend and I have been waiting? If you are not here in 10 minutes, the wedding is off. Over the phone, all I can hear is the loud, mocking laughter of her friends making fun of me. I open my mouth to reply, but Liu NHYN just angrily hangs up on me. She's always been this incredibly arrogant. Between the two of us, she was always standing on some high pedestal, looking down on me, brutally trampling all over the genuine love I gave her. My feelings for her used to be like a brilliantly blooming rose, but right now, that flower is completely dead and withered. Checking a post on Liu NHYN's secret alt account, it looks like Lutun is actually planning to crash the wedding. Completely ridiculous. Watch closely, because this gets good. Lutun has no idea his so-called bride won't even be at this wedding. When my convoy arrives, Ang Nim is already waiting in her wedding dress. She looks absolutely stunning, but her expression stays completely ice-cold. There are no annoying bridesmaids blocking the door, just her sitting quietly on the bed in that gorgeous dress, reaching her hand out right toward me. "Hubby, let's go," she says softly. I don't know if I'm just imagining things, but as Ang Nim speaks, her usually icy stare seems to genuinely soften up. "All right," I reply. I grab the delicate white high heels resting on the bed, carefully slipping them onto Ang Nim's feet. Ang Nim tries to step off the bed herself, but I quickly stop her. "Are you regretting this?" She looks up at me, suddenly looking a little tense. "No, I want you to carry me." As I'm carrying Ang Nim to the wedding car, Liu NHYN calls me yet again. I casually answer it. "Bizuen, what the hell are you even doing today? Why haven't you picked me up yet? Did you forget today is my actual wedding? You useless loser, dragging your feet today." I fire back. "This wedding is important to you, but don't you think it matters to me too?" Saying those words leaves this incredibly bitter, painful feeling right in my chest. But of course, Liu NHYN doesn't even notice the shift in my tone. "Bizuen, spare me the pointless drama. You're running late, and that is a fact. When you get here, you'd better hand each of my bridesmaids a red envelope with the 100,000 cash, or I am not forgiving you." Her friend's annoying voices immediately echo through the phone. "Yeah, Bizuen, a woman's wedding only happens once in her entire lifetime. We're NHYN's absolute best friends, basically her true family here. If you're really too cheap to hand out a measly 100,000 cash to each of us, How can we possibly trust you to take care of her? Acting like she's easily swayed. Liu Nhin, without a cold scoff, Bizuyen. Do not let me down today. This is our actual wedding day, and if you disappoint me, I am canceling the marriage right now. Fine by me, I reply. I say it completely deadpan. Hearing my completely unbothered tone, Liu Nhin absolutely loses her mind. Bizuyen, what is with that attitude? Are you even worthy of me? Today is our wedding day, and I am telling you right now, stop throwing these pathetic little tantrums. I am completely serious. Trying to play tough with me? Bizuyen, you are absolutely forcing my hand here. If you still want to pick me up today, you can crawl to my door on your knees, or I am skipping this wedding. And with that, Liu Nhin aggressively hangs up again. You really can't make this stuff up. Sitting right beside me in the wedding car, Nim hears everything and actually pouts. Bizuyen, your taste in women used to be seriously awful. I just give her a helpless shrug. Yeah, that's completely true. Really can't even argue with that. I quickly shoot a text to my parents, explaining exactly why I had to swap out the bride. My parents are totally shocked, but once they find out Liu Nhin actually cheated on me, they get incredibly furious and agree to the plan. The real wedding begins. As I finally take Nim's hand, stepping into the grand hotel hall together, I can't help but wonder what Liu Nhin is doing. She's probably sitting at home, boiling with rage, fully expecting me to come crawling back, begging and coaxing her, just like I always used to do. Too bad for her, she has no idea that the guy who used to love her is completely gone. She trampled on my heart one too many times, and there is absolutely no turning back now. The bride gets swapped out, and the guests immediately start whispering, especially Liu Nhin's relatives. But my parents just stay perfectly calm, welcoming everyone. Right as Nim and I reach the ring exchange, Lu Tun actually shows up. He literally sprints straight onto the stage. Nhin, don't marry Bizuyen, we are true love. But right after shouting that, he suddenly realizes the person marrying me isn't Liu Nhin at all. How is this possible? Knew it, I say, giving him a pretty cold stare before kicking him right to the ground. This pretty boy Lu Tun basically lacks the strength to even fight back. Liu Nhin, I don't need this trash anymore. If you want to pick it up, go ahead. Just as I am about to put the ring on, Nim, you are not gonna believe this. The hall doors get violently shoved open. Liu Nhin sprints in barefoot, still wearing her wedding dress. Her white veil falls right off from running so fast, and her hair is an absolute tangled mess. Right at this moment, she sees me holding hands with Nim, and her eyes slowly turn red, mixed with a clear flash of pure disbelief. Her voice shakes, choking up like she is completely panicking. What? Bizuyen, the bride today is actually supposed to be me. How could you possibly marry another woman? Liu Nhin stares at Nim wearing a wedding dress right beside me, completely stunned as she stumbles back 2 steps. Bizuyen, how did this happen? I need you to explain this to me now. That is right. Daring to treat my daughter like this. I will tear you apart today, you brat. Liu Nhin's parents and older brother all furiously charge right at me. Lu Tun catches sight of Liu Nhin, and pure joy lights up his face. Nhin, thank goodness I am not too late. You aren't Bizuyen's bride yet. Get away from me. Surprisingly, Liu Nhin just harshly slaps his hand right away. She just stubbornly stares at me, completely desperate for an answer. She acts exactly like a deeply devoted woman waiting for an explanation from the terrible heartbreaker who wronged her. Honestly, I just find it totally ridiculous. Liu Nhin is obviously the one who cheated right before the wedding. I squeeze Nim's hand tightly. Liu Nhin, why exactly are you here? I figured you were still drowning in your little wild fling with Lu Tun from last night. Far too excited to even sober up yet. The moment Liu Nhin hears me mention that wild fling, her face instantly turns as pale as snow. She probably just realized that I already saw the deleted post hidden on her secret alternate account. She stammers out an explanation. No, Bizuyen, you're completely misunderstanding things. I was only drinking that night. I cut Liu Nhin off, unable to hold back my laughter anymore. Liu Nhin, how incredibly fake you always are. You want to be with the guy you love, but absolutely refuse to struggle alongside him. You want to marry a guy who keeps you comfortable and worry-free, yet you still try to date both of us at once. A selfish woman like you is just disgusting. Thinking back to that phone call from the other night, My voice trembles a little from anger, but mostly, I just feel a deep, heavy bitterness. After all, I used to love Liu Nhin so deeply. Right then, Nim uses her free hand to grip mine tightly, quietly sending me this comforting wave of warmth. I glance up and seeing Nim looking right at me, her eyes shining with such genuine sympathy. I give her a soft smile, as if trying to comfort her, telling her everything is fine. Then I expose everything. I play the security footage of Liu Nhin and Lu Tun slipping into that hotel room last night, flashing her secret posts on WBO right in front of her entire family. Now picture this at this point, even Liu Nhin's own relatives are feeling deeply ashamed, totally unable to lift their heads. Old man Liu, you really need to teach your daughter Liu Nhin a proper lesson. How could she be messing around so shamelessly like this? Sneaking out to find random men the very night before her wedding. Exactly. They did not invite us here for a celebration at all. They clearly just wanted to completely humiliate us. One by one, Liu Nhin's relatives just pack up and leave. Their disgusted glares leave Liu Nhin and the entire Liu family drowning in absolute shame. Bizuyen, please don't act like this. I was just confused for a quick second. Just give me one more chance. Let's just continue the wedding. I promise you, I will never have any contact with Lu Tun ever again. Liu Nhin throws her arms around me, her eyes completely filled with tears. I coldly shove her away. It's useless. I don't love you anymore. You can have all the freedom you want now. Nobody is going to stand in your way anymore. Seeing Liu Nhin still crying hysterically, Nim boldly steps right in front of me. Miss Liu, I ask you to please have some self-respect. Bizuyen is my husband now, such a genuinely good man. Since you never knew how to cherish him from the very beginning, and even completely trampled all over him, you have absolutely zero right to stand here begging for his forgiveness. Who the hell do you think you are? Bizuyen dated me for so long, refused to believe he doesn't love me anymore. Wait, I get it now. Why else would Bizuyen suddenly act so completely cold and heartless toward me? Liu Nhin looks absolutely furious. She points right at Nim. It's definitely you. You're the little home wrecker who seduced him. If it wasn't for you, none of this disaster would have ever happened today. Lu Tun, hurry up and explain it all to Bizuyen. Tell him there is nothing between us. I'm begging you, Lu Tun, just explain everything to him quickly. I absolutely have to marry Bizuyen today. Saying this, she drops down beside Lu Tun, begging and crying until her voice completely gives out. She desperately grabs Lu Tun's hand. It's like he is her last remaining lifeline right now. The only person left who can help her hold on to me. Lu Tun actually looks super awkward right now. Even he probably realizes Liu Nhin is acting completely thoughtless here. I mean, I already got the security footage from the hotel where they cheated. How do you even explain your way out of that one? What? Is Lu Tun going to tell me they were not cheating? Just sitting in a hotel bed under the blankets, having a purely innocent chat. Liu Nhin, how much longer are you going to embarrass me? Her dad finally snaps. He delivers a brutal slap right to Liu Nhin's face while she is still in her wedding dress. The hit is so heavy she stumbles and falls right to the floor. She has been spoiled rotten since childhood, so getting hit, absolutely unacceptable to her. Instead of reflecting on the massive mistake she just made, she actually turns around and starts screaming at her own father in total disbelief. Dad, what is wrong with you? Are you losing your mind? Today is supposed to be my wedding with Bizuyen, but this shameless home wrecker totally seduced Bizuyen. Instead of standing up for your own daughter, you actually turn around and hit me. I frown heavily. I tell Liu Nhin to watch her mouth. What home wrecker? I am the one who wanted to marry Nim. Someone like you wanting to be my wife? Keep dreaming. She cries out, Bizuyen, how could you treat me like this? Now watch this reaction. Hearing me defend Nim like that leaves her in absolute shock. Because back in the day, treated her so well, basically lost myself. Once, just because she said she wanted lobster, I drove all over the city at 3 or 4 in the morning to get it. But when I brought it back, she said she did not want it anymore, and fed that hard-earned lobster straight to her dog. Looking back now, to Liu Nhin, I was worth even less than that dog. Thinking about all that, I order security to kick her out so she stops ruining my wedding with Nim. But Liu Nhin refuses to leave, and that is when my mom completely loses it. She marches right up and violently yanks Liu Nhin's hair. What nerve! All that love I gave you, treating you like the future daughter-in-law of the BI family. Totally wasted, yet you still had the thick skin to sneak off with your first love. The night before the wedding. What do you take the BI family for? What do you take my son for? And now, you shamelessly come here to ruin his ceremony. My mom is so furious that a normally elegant woman completely throws all her grace out the window. She slaps Liu Nhy several times while she cries out, "Mom, I am sorry. I really did not mean to. We did not do anything that night. I just wanted to see Liu Tun one last time before getting married. I swore that after marrying Bizuyen, I would never see him again and completely cut all ties. Liu Tun, tell them, isn't that the truth?" Liu Nhy frantically looks around for Liu Tun, desperate for him to back her up. But my mom does not care about her excuses at all. Just meeting up? Who are you fooling? Do not call me mom. You do not deserve to be a daughter-in-law of the BI family. Finally, Liu Nhy gets dragged away by her own family. My wedding with Eng Nim continues on, completely unaffected by the drama. That night, after I finish seeing off all the guests and return to the bridal suite, I find Eng Nim sitting quietly on the bed waiting for me. Her cheeks are slightly flushed, and under the soft lighting, she looks uniquely beautiful, probably from drinking a little wine during the toasts. I tell her thank you for today, thanking her from the absolute bottom of my heart. No need, I should be thanking you. Now my parents will stop rushing me to marry. Eng Nim smiles, and somehow my heart suddenly skips a beat. I actually feel a little too shy to look into her eyes. I stammer out that I will sleep in the living room, grabbing a blanket and running away in total panic. But get this, the very next day, Liu Nhy still refuses to give up. She actually shows up at the marital home really prepared for her. When I open the door, she sees me, but before the joy in her eyes can even blossom, she instantly tears up, seeing Eng Nim standing behind me in casual loungewear. Bizuyen, isn't this our house? How could you bring her back to our home? Liu Nhy demands, her voice trembling. I just find her incredibly stubborn at this point. I see the absolute disgust in her eyes, with absolutely none of that pure love from before. Liu Nhy, please get this straight right now. We literally have absolutely zero relationship anymore. My wife right now is Eng Nim. I hold Eng Nim's hand, showing off the matching wedding rings on our ring fingers. But unexpectedly, Liu Nhy pushes past me, crying while running straight into the house. Seeing Eng Nim acting like the lady of the house makes her completely lose her mind. She screams, "No, Bizuyen. This is our home. Tell Eng Nim to get out right now. She is absolutely not a good person. I always knew she had terrible intentions towards you. Bizuyen, just tell her to leave please. This is supposed to be our house. Bizuyen, do you still remember? We totally handpicked all this beautiful furniture together. Just the two of us. How could you possibly let another woman live inside our own home?" Liu Nhy chokes out her words, crying in complete denial. Losing my patience, I finally interrupt her. "That is enough. Liu Nhy, you are the one who cheated. What is the point of saying all this now? We are completely finished." Liu Nhy's eyes fill with tears. "No, I do not accept this. Bizuyen, I know you're definitely still just angry with me." She apologizes, claiming I only married Eng Nim just to get her attention, right? She begs me to stop being angry, saying she knows she was wrong. Eng Nim just laughs coldly. She says she really admires me sometimes. Where did I even find such a shameless ex-girlfriend? She calls her an absolute piece of work, acting completely shameless, trying to two-time everyone while playing the poor little victim. Absolutely disgusting. She tells Liu Nhy for the very last time Bizuyen is her husband now. So from today on, stay far away from him, or else she will not let her off so easily. After dropping that threat, Eng Nim rolls up her sleeves, grabs the crying Liu Nhy right by the collar, drags her outside, and literally throws her out the door. I'm honestly a bit stunned. In my eyes, Eng Nim is this incredibly calm and collected researcher. I totally did not expect her to have such a fierce, bold side. Eng Nim shuts the door, and finally seems to remember I'm standing right there. Blushing hard, she apologizes, saying she just got pretty angry and completely lost her temper. I just smile and tell her it is perfectly fine. I actually find this fierce side of hers pretty cute. Hearing that makes her even more flustered. She stutters, asking if I am hungry, then hurries into the kitchen to cook. Outside, Liu Nhy keeps banging on the door like an absolute madwoman. I just call the building manager and have the security guards drag her out of there. That night, I get a text from Liu Nhy. She says, fine, if I'm going to be this completely heartless toward her, then she is just going to marry Lu Tun. She wants me to regret it for the rest of my life. Reading her message, I just cannot help but find the whole thing absolutely hilarious. This woman is still so incredibly ugly on the inside and completely foolish. Does she seriously think I still care at all about what happens between her and Lu Tun? She calls me heartless? Get a load of this logic. A selfish person can make the biggest mistake ever, yet they always blame everyone else and play the innocent victim. Thinking about it honestly just makes me feel a bit sick to my stomach. Since we got married in such a huge rush, on the third day after the wedding, Eng Nim and I go together to finally visit her parents. Both of her parents happen to be highly respected university professors. Before meeting them, even though I know this is just a cooperative marriage between us, I'm still quite nervous. But surprisingly, the moment they meet me, Eng Nim's parents actually show how much they absolutely adore me. They tell me, little B.I., you know, we two old folks only have one precious daughter, our sweet Nim Nim. Handing her over to me now finally gives them real peace of mind. I had no idea. Apparently, their girl had actually mentioned me quite a few times before. Eng Nim awkwardly laughs, asking her mom why she is bringing all of that up. She quickly interrupts her mother, but the second she meets my gaze, she nervously drops her head, completely too shy to even look me in the eye. Even though our relationship started as a simple partnership, I still made sure to give Eng Nim absolutely everything that a normal, proper marriage should have. I hand over 500,000 yuan as a bridal gift to her parents. Afterward, I take her straight to the jewelry store so we can properly pick out our wedding rings. When Eng Nim sees that one diamond ring costs a staggering 200,000 yuan, she hesitates a bit. She asks me if paying that much is just way too expensive. She suggests we skip it to avoid wasting money, saying the ring she has right now is already perfectly fine. No way. A ring this incredibly beautiful is completely worth it when it is a gift for my own wife. Besides, she is my wife now, and isn't a husband supposed to earn money for his wife to spend? Hearing me say that makes Eng Nim burst into a bright laugh. And right then, right at that exact moment, the voices of Liu Nhyn and Lu Tun echo over from the very next counter. Eng Nim and I turn our heads, spotting Liu Nhyn trying on a diamond ring that is significantly smaller than the one Eng Nim is currently wearing. Meanwhile, Lu Tun stands right beside her, looking completely impatient and unwilling. He complains to her that this ring is just way too expensive. A tiny little ring for 20,000 yuan? He loudly claims the store is basically just robbing people. The salesperson standing nearby hears him and immediately looks quite unhappy. She tells him to watch his words. What does he mean by robbing people? She points out that the gentleman right next to them happily bought a 200,000 yuan ring for his wife. He is only spending 20,000, yet he dares accuse them of robbery. The salesperson shows her clear dissatisfaction, looking like she just wants to abandon them and become our personal shopping guide instead. Because obviously, her commission from our sale would be massively higher. Her blunt words instantly make both Liu Nhyn and Lu Tun look over at me. She looks up, seeing the huge diamond ring I bought for Eng Nim. This reaction is pure gold. Her eyes go red, tears fall, and she yells at me to stop being so unreasonable. Liu Nhyn speaks with so much anger, but listening to her just leaves me completely confused. I'm just buying a ring for Eng Nim and have not even said a single word to her. How did I manage to anger her? Liu Nhyn dramatically sheds a single tear. She accuses me of intentionally bringing Eng Nim here just to humiliate her. She claims I clearly knew Lu Tun could not afford an expensive ring, so I bought a pricey one for Eng Nim just to spite her. I genuinely cannot hold back a laugh, looking at Liu Nhyn with eyes full of absolute contempt. I tell her she is being far too narcissistic. Who on earth does she actually think she is? Buying a ring for my wife is none of her business. I take out my black card and tell the clerk to process the payment. Liu Nhyn furiously stares at the shining diamond ring on Eng Nim's hand, yet she looks up at me with deep sorrow. She asks if I am truly so certain about treating her this way. If you keep acting like this, I swear I am never going to forgive you. I just hold Eng Nim's hand, staring back at Liu Nhyn with total disgust. Like I care? Liu Nhyn bites her lip so hard it almost splits, clearly trying to make me jealous. She demands Lu Tun buy her that 20,000 yuan ring. He hesitates. Nhyn, stop being so stubborn. This ring is way too expensive. Didn't my mother already tell you? She kept all her old gold jewelry and her wedding ring for us, and they actually hold their value. This ring is just a shiny rock anyway, there is absolutely nothing pretty about it. Losing face like this makes Liu Nhy visibly upset. Lu Tun, I have had enough of you. Your mom this, your mom that. You claim you love me, but you refuse to buy me even a single piece of nice jewelry. Honestly, you should just marry your mother instead. Do not ever compare yourself to Bizuyen, acting like a total fool for your wife. No matter what Liu Nhy says, Lu Tun completely refuses to buy it. After all, his mother already made it clear. Liu Nhy's reputation is totally ruined now. She should consider herself lucky he is even marrying her at this point. So demanding expensive gold and silver jewelry is just greedy. Furious, Liu Nhy storms off. Lu Tun hurries to chase after her. That evening, I bring Ang Nim to my family's house for dinner. My parents absolutely adore their new daughter-in-law, praising me for finally having some decent taste in women for once. Sitting right beside me, Ang Nim drinks a few extra glasses of wine. I have to carry her home on my back. Ang Nim rests her head heavily on my shoulder, her voice sounding pretty drunk. Bizuyen, do you know what I really am? My footsteps suddenly pause, feeling caught slightly off guard. I have no idea why Ang Nim would ask that. What are you? I ask. I am a total coward. Ang Nim smiles bitterly. A coward like me does not deserve to find true love. Why would you say something like that? Somehow, asking her that makes my chest tighten up instinctively, almost like I am secretly hoping for a specific answer. Because I actually like you, Bizuyen. I have had deep feelings for you, for a really long time now, but I never dared to confess. I am just a coward. Bizuyen, I like it. We really like you. If Nhyn was right, then I definitely had hidden motives regarding you. Completely drunk, Ang Nim finally speaks the honest truth buried in her heart. When I carry Ang Nim all the way to my front door, I find Liu Nhyn sobbing uncontrollably right outside. She is crouching helplessly by my house, looking incredibly fragile. But when she spots Ang Nim resting comfortably on my back, she suddenly looks totally caught off guard and a little flustered. Bizuyen, you cannot just ignore me. Liu Nhyn stands up, crying in pure desperation. Bizuyen, you need to stop. I just want to clear up one thing. You used to love me so much. So why did you suddenly stop caring about me? Is it because your heart changed and you fell for Ang Nim instead? I pause my steps, carrying Ang Nim, and turn back to look at Liu Nhyn's tear-stained face. This time, I finally cannot hold back a heavy sigh. Liu Nhyn, stop acting like this. I just do not love you anymore. Some missed chances stay missed forever. There are certain things, and certain people, that a simple apology will never be able to fix or forgive. Ang Nim is my wife now. After dropping that truth, I carry Ang Nim straight into the house, completely ignoring Liu Nhyn's desperate crying behind us. Inside the bedroom, a totally drunk Ang Nim still grips my hand tightly. Bizuyen, do you have any idea? You are the hardest math problem I have ever faced in my entire life. I studied you for so long, trying so many different methods, but I cannot solve you, and I definitely cannot figure out how to stop loving you. Honestly, I love you so much. Even before you really knew me, I was already watching you, but you were always so outstanding. So I got scared and just stayed your friend, never daring to confess anything. I knew the truth. Serious guys like you always end up falling for incredibly flashy girls like Liu Nhyn. Absolutely no one would ever choose a quiet girl who only knows how to do research. You would never like me either. Bizuyen, I am so insecure and timid. How could I ever possibly deserve to have your amazing love? How could I ever truly become your wife? As Ang Nim says this, silent tears start falling down her face. I do not know why, but I suddenly feel this overwhelming urge to gently wipe away those tears from her eyes. I thought about it, and then I actually did it. After that, things between me and Ang Nim just become completely impossible to control. We kiss all the way from the living room to the bedroom. Passionate love just sparks between us. The very next morning, when I finally wake up, the space beside me is totally empty. I quickly throw on some clothes and get out of bed, ready to find Ang Nim, only to discover she already finished making breakfast and set the dining table. I quickly help her arrange the bowls and chopsticks. Why didn't you sleep in a bit longer? My voice sounds really gentle. I'm just used to waking up early. While talking to me, Ang Nim still acts a little bit shy. I gently grab her hand. Ang Nim, you are worthy. Worthy of what? Ang Nim looks slightly confused. I gently press against her lips, then whisper into her ear with a very deep, quiet voice. You are worthy of my love. Now watch how karma works. My marriage with Eng Nim is absolutely perfect, while Liu Nhyn gets the exact opposite. Without my cash flowing in, massive fights quickly blow up between her and Lu Tun. Because Liu Nhyn caused such a huge scandal before the wedding, forget about a bride price. The Liu family refuses to even throw a proper wedding ceremony for her at all. Lu Tun's mother even says that a woman as shameless as Liu Nhyn simply does not deserve a real wedding. What if she sneaks off with some other man the night before the wedding and completely betrays her precious son? Again? The Liu family acting so unbelievably shameless makes Liu Nhyn's parents absolutely furious, flat out stating that this wedding is officially cancelled forever. But shockingly, the Liu family actually refuses to let Liu Nhyn go, claiming she wasted their son's precious time and demanding massive compensation if the marriage gets called off. At this exact moment, Liu Nhyn finally realizes that her so-called true love is basically worth absolutely nothing at all. Completely intoxicated, she runs to my company wearing her wedding dress. Seeing such a bizarre state causes a huge crowd of curious people to gather all around my entire office. I look down at Liu Nhyn from above, honestly unable to understand how she ended up like this. When I first met her, she was just so incredibly confident and absolutely radiant. But what exactly happened after that? Just because of Lu Tun, that absolutely disgusting and highly calculating man, she managed to throw away every single good card she held, step by step. Bizuyen, I just realized I truly love you now, but I figured it out way too late. I tried everything, but I simply cannot forget about you. Please do not leave me. Can you not just marry me one more time? Wearing a pure white wedding dress, Liu Nhyn looks at me completely teary-eyed. Absolutely impossible. Eng Nim steps right up beside me in her high heels, crossing her arms and holding onto my arm like a total declaration of ownership. Bizuyen is my husband. Liu Nhyn. You cannot just destroy someone else's family simply because you made the absolute wrong choice. You cheated with your first love right before your wedding night. So what did you consider Bizuyen to be? Ending up like this is purely karma for your betrayal. Those few sharp words from Eng Nim completely expose Liu Nhyn's true colors for everyone to see. The people standing around stare at her with utter contempt. You would react exactly the same way. This girl is truly something else. Cheating right before her wedding night and still daring to bother CEO Bi. Absolutely shameless. That is right. We have never seen a woman with such thick skin before. She seriously has no sense of dignity at all. Liu Nhyn frantically tugs at my shirt corner. Bizuyen, I am begging you, please just forgive me. Why can we not just go back to the way things were? I forcefully shake her hand off, firmly grabbing onto Eng Nim's hand instead. Because you are completely unworthy, I say. Perhaps my gaze is just too cold and heartless. Liu Nhyn stumbles as she stands up and leaves. That evening, when Eng Nim and I return home, receive a call from the Liu parents. Their voices on the other end sound incredibly panicked. Bizuyen, our Nhyn just tried the unthinkable. Please remember your past, bond, and come to the hospital to visit Nhyn just this once. I coldly apologize, stating, I do not want to see her ever again. I hang up the phone, feeling absolutely no emotion, then head into the kitchen to help Eng Nim cook. Thankfully, Liu Nhyn is ultimately saved in the end. Rumor has it Lu Tun's mother completely ignored her fragile health condition, rushing straight to the hospital to make a massive scene, fiercely calling her an absolutely shameless woman who always wanted more and ended up totally ruining her precious son's entire life. 6 months later, Eng Nim gets pregnant. Hearing this amazing news, I feel so incredibly moved thinking about how I'm finally going to be a father. As for Liu Nhyn, she already broke up with Lu Tun and easily found herself another completely different wealthy man. But her married life afterwards is still far from ideal. Her new husband might be incredibly wealthy, but he is definitely not loyal to her. Besides Liu Nhyn, he actually keeps several other women on the side, not caring about her feelings in the absolute slightest. He even has multiple illegitimate children, and Liu Nhyn basically has zero control. If she tries to interfere, that man will simply beat her down. Her family also no longer cares about this daughter of theirs anymore. After all, Liu Nhyn truly caused way too much trouble, making them lose all of their dignity. Meanwhile, after Lu Tun leaves Liu Nhyn, his life becomes an even bigger failure. He is incredibly arrogant, but has absolutely zero real ability. Trying to make big money, he takes all his family's savings to start a business, only to end up getting completely scammed out of everything. The next time I meet Liu Nhin, company has successfully gone public. She stands below the stage, looking so frail and easily 10 years older. I completely ignore her, getting ready to leave the company with my lovely wife and daughter. But watch closely here. Right as I am getting into the car, Lu Tun suddenly rushes out from the shadows wielding a blade. Watch out. In that terrifying split second, Liu Nhin actually throws herself into my arms, taking the terrible hit for me. Bizuen, I am going to destroy you, he screams. Why were you born stronger than me? Why do you get to have absolutely everything? If it were not for you, Liu Nhin, that fame-obsessed woman would never have left my side. You deserve to be wiped out. The security guards quickly pin Lu Tun down, his eyes fully loaded with intense malice and pure jealousy toward me. His vicious strike landed right on Liu Nhin, the severe damage worsening without stopping at all. Hang in there, Liu Nhin. The emergency ambulance is arriving very soon. I hold Liu Nhin, my eyes showing real tension. Bizuen, I am fading away, am I not? Liu Nhin speaks as her condition rapidly deteriorates. My own tears start falling down, completely soaking her pale face. Bizuen, you can still cry for me one last time. That is so nice. Seeming totally freed, Liu Nhin closes her eyes completely and peacefully passes away. The exact moment Liu Nhin leaves this world, the image of our very first meeting flashes right through my mind. That girl who was always so radiant and bright. In this exact moment, I suddenly remember an old saying, if only life could just remain as perfect as our very first meeting. Right while I am spaced out, I see Nim holding our daughter and frantically running toward me. From a distance, without a single drop of hesitation, I gently lay the lifeless Liu Nhin down and run straight toward Nim. I tell them I am totally fine. The past is gone forever, and some pain is just meant to be. Things will never go back to normal, no matter how you make amends, anymore.